Hey, 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 it's your girl Tina. What's going on? Come on, give him glory. Come on, give him some honor. To God be the glory. This is the day that he has made. I'm excited. I hope you excited. Come on, tell the Lord thank you. All right, y'all, I'm here with another share. So, I ran across a Instagram post at the beginning of July, like around July 2nd, I believe it was July 2nd. And it was a post inviting people to participate in what they call Junk Journal July. And so, Meg, which is one of the hosts, she's Meg Journals on Instagram. She did a 31-day prompt list. Every day there's a different prompt that you create a layout in your junk journal. All right, two things I want to talk about. First of all, I've been watching and following junk journaling for a few years. Okay, but I have a thing with disorganization, I guess you could say. So, though I like viewing junk journals, I've tried in the past to create a junk journal, and after I created it, it just didn't make sense to me because it was junk. And I think the problem was the disorganization dealing with junk. Okay, so I decided to do this challenge for this month of July simply because I really liked a lot of the prompts that Meg chose. Okay, so I set out to do um, this junk journal. So I had to first come up in my mind with what I was going to do, or I should say, how I was going to create this junk journal. Now, another thing with junk journaling I noticed is that because they're using odd things, they're basically upcycling or recycling materials that they have laying around, or a lot of people are doing like vintage stuff. It was kind of difficult for me because I wanted to be able to do layouts on whatever I put in this journal. So that was a challenge for me. All right, I digress. I finally made up in my mind how I was going to put the junk journal together and what I was going to use. So that's one factor. Then I wanted to talk about the cover of my junk journal, which is what you see here. So I did run across, I follow Johanna, I believe that's her name. No, Amity Bloom. I follow Amity Bloom. If you all know her, you know who I'm talking about. She creates these a lot of bohemian journals. And she do junk journal style as well. She do vintage junk journals. And so I follow her. She's a real sweet girl. And she has showed how she took a regular bag. You know how we go out and all these stores nowadays have their own recyclable bags. So you pay $1 for the bag, and then you're supposed to be able to, use the bag every time you go shopping or whatever. So she decided to take one of those bags and make a junk journal cover. Okay, so I was in the store one day. This was like at the end of June, and this is a grocery store. They had reusable um 4th of July bags. And you all know how I feel about 4th of July, so you know I grabbed one. This is one of the bags. I just love this red, white, and blue. It was so cute. So I tried out this idea from Amity Bloom, and I simply love it. This is a bag that I cut down and made into a journal. And this is the inside. I really, really, really like how that turned out. So, two things I accomplished. I finally found um, some things inside to create the junk journal that I could deal with. It's still a little, to me, disorganization, but I could kind of flow with it. And then the second thing is I was able to create what I feel is a beautiful cover for my junk journal. All right, so let's dive in. First things first is this prompt list. I love, like I said before, some of the prompts that Meg used. You do an introduction, you do a collage, tag, vintage, favorite color. I love that. A note to myself. I'm going to pick out some of the ones that spoke to me. Favorite quote, handwriting. I thought that was a good prompt. Postcards, y'all know I love postcards, so I was excited about that. Lyrics, I thought that was something different. So I was excited about that one. Of course, mail theme. I was excited when I seen mail theme. Hidden. Um, I was excited. That would be a challenge for me, but I'm looking forward to doing that one. Weekly highlights, write and airy, make a pocket, a playlist. I thought that was good, cool. And then a window, gratitude, celebration, and reflection. So out of all these 31 prompts, I would say I was excited about at least 27 of them. Okay, 27 of them. So I felt like I could give this a go, see how it works, see how it feels to journal and memory keep in a junk journal style journal. So this is my first run out of the gate, and let me show you what I came up with. All right, so I use this acetate piece. I've had this in my storage for a long time. Decided to pull that out, cut a piece off. My introductory page, wife, mother, preacher, lover of dark chocolate, educator, servant. I'm a crafter. I'm a worship leader, and so this is what I use for my introduction. And you know what? It was kind of hard. This page right here it was strange to me because like I don't put myself out like that. And so just trying to figure out ways to introduce myself without making a statement, I wanted to just use a one word theme. And I thought that turned out really, really nice. All right, and this paper is actually from a this is from a magazine. So again, junk journaling, you're supposed to use like stuff you have, old mail, magazines, stuff like that. So this is a page out of an old magazine that I really, really like. Now, as you can see from my cover, the theme of this journal is 4th of July, red, white, and blue. And so that's what I kind of patterned everything after, because I felt that it was befitting because this is July. All right. Here's one that we had to do, and this is a collage. All right. So again, let me say this. Another thing about junk journaling is a lot of times people do not use photos. Tina is about the photos. I love photography. I love photos in my projects, especially when I'm journaling. And so that was another drawback for me with trying to get into junk journaling, because though I love this page and this page is beautiful, to me, this page is not as valued as this page simply because there's a photo there. If that makes sense. I know it's weird, but this is just Tina, y'all. Okay. So this is nice, and this is a collage. We was just supposed to collage stuff together, which was cute and everything. And I put praise the Lord, Psalms 150 there. All right. So this was gentle. I like this because once again, I have a photo here, and I was able to journal, which is hidden behind this mason jar, about the word gentle and gentleness, and put my thoughts there. All right, this page was all about vintage. And so you all, what I did was on each page I made a label showing what that page theme was. Okay, so when I look back on this, I'll remember. So this is my vintage page. Then we had to do one on florals. Again, red, white, and blue. I really like the way that came out, and I was able to hide, my journaling, which is what I was looking for that page. All right, once again, here's a photo of me, happy, happy, happy. This is day 6, and this was a note to myself, and so this is like a hidden journal. So all of my journaling is on this little tab right here. Okay, so I really like that. Again, this is just a treat bag from Dollar Tree, 4th of July theme. All right, there's another photo. Favorite quote: let your enemies have a front row seat to watch how God is about to perform in your life, by Dr. Bryant. Love that. And so again, this page, I love the quote. I think the page came out cute, but it does not draw to me like this one does because it has a photo. Okay, so junk journaling has to grow on me. This is like blank right now. I'll probably use this now. Another thing about my junk journal is that I do not have everything in chronological order. So I skipped around. Whatever page I felt best fit that prompt, then that's the page I use. So I might be on page 5 today, and then on this over here, it might be page 12. You and me, us never part. This is just for a favorite color. So I wasn't focusing basically on the pictures, even though I made the pictures about it, because to me the photos are always the focus point for Tina. But purple was really basically the prompt for this page. I love it. All right. So this was washi galore. These are all of the favorite washis that I have in my stash. I do have more, but I chose to lay down the ones that I really use and that I really like. All right. So washi. Okay. And then, I just wrote about my washi. All right. And then I had some journaling here on that spot. Okay. Another open page. All right, here we was dealing with handwriting. I thought that was an interesting prompt. You all, my story real quick. As a little girl, I could remember finding myself just sitting down, taking a pen and some paper and writing whatever I see around me. I've always loved doing that. I think that it was so relaxing and soothing to me, and I didn't even really realize that until I became an adult. And actually, my husband brought it to my attention. Why do you just sit and just write whatever you see on a magazine, a newspaper, anything that's sitting around you? You'll just write, or you just repeatedly just write the same word. I don't know, but it brings me happiness. All right, so this was all about handwriting. I love that. All right, penmanship. And so this was my journaling, which I kind of semi-hid it or whatever to go with this prompt. All right, prompt 11 was unconventional. Okay, so you all know Tina does not like pink. So I felt that this was the perfect theme for this prompt because I don't like pink, and you never see me craft with pink, and I never choose pink in anything. And so I just thought it was funny because when I saw this blouse, it drew my attention. I went to that store like 4 different times within a month span, and that same blouse was there. Every time I went in that store, it caught my attention. It called my name. And when I finally tried it on, it really, really, really was Tina. And I just love it. And I was so surprised because it had pink. So I felt that this theme was befitting this prompt. Okay, so again, I love it because there's a picture there. All right. Elements was this prompt. I thought that was different. I chose copper and zinc, and I put down some pennies. Now you all, this is a greeting card. This is a card, okay? And so again, junk journaling is about using nothing but your junk. I really love this card, and I bought them at the secondhand store, a whole pack. I think it was like 12 of these in there, and I got it for like 50 cents. And I didn't know what I was going to do with it, but I knew I was going to put it in a journal. I just didn't know I was going to put it in a junk journal. I like the way it turned out. All right, this prompt was a postcard. And so this was in my stash, in my vault. One of my subscribers sent me a stack of inspirational scripture postcards, and I've loved them from day one. And I did want to use them, so I decided this would be fitting for this prompt, and I pulled it out. Just did a little something, something. Okay, so you all, this is another page out of a magazine. I really like the greenery in this page, and so that's what caused me to tear it out and put it in my junk journal, because I often will go through this particular magazine and just admire the background. Got nothing to do with what was the subject on the page. I just love household plants. I really, really love greenery. And so I thought this was nice to put in my junk journal. As you can see, it's just tore. Okay, so this is all a part of junk journaling. All right, so here's another page out of a book, a ledger page. And this page come out of a map book, an old map book that I have. All right, this is out of a children's story. Okay, so this is my junk journal. We already midway this whole month, and so I want to come in and show you all of that, all the way up to day 15. I'll come back at the end of the month and show you the completed journal. Tell me what you think. Go over to Instagram. I post every day over there, whatever my prompt is. My Instagram is Tell Him Thank You, just like my YouTube. And you can see all of the amazing spreads and layouts that everyone did. All right. Till next time, you all stay blessed. Keep creating. Tell me what you think about my first junk journal. Talk to you soon.